We have a major public health crisis on us right now. Every day in this country, 80 people are dying from prescription pain pill overdoses or from its street counterpart, heroin, and all the variations of heroin. This is an epidemic that is affecting the whole country, and it's not abating, it's growing. Treatment centers in particular have a responsibility to really look at what they're doing and understand if it's effective.
People see Hazelden Betty Ford as a leader and a barometer for the field of addiction medicine, and we take that responsibility seriously. When we saw the opioid crisis blooming, we knew we had to make a change.
There's no greater impact you can have on a patient than helping them to maintain sobriety and giving them back their life and transforming the life of all their family as well.
When you stay engaged with clients and families for a long period of time, you become a believer in change. You see a spiritual awakening. They become the people they always wanted to become. They become the sons and daughters and husbands and wives that their families wanted them to be. And seeing that closure, seeing that community, seeing that redemption, seeing grace in action, all these are things that make treatment special.
There is hope. There are ways to deal with this. There are ways for communities to deal with it. We've got a great Institute for Recovery Advocacy inside the Hazel and Betty Ford Foundation who's done such a great job at mobilizing communities. Our prevention arm called Freedom from Chemical Dependency also has done a great job of mobilizing schools and parents and faculty members to really talk about the problem. The point is that you can do something. You can do something at the community level and you can do something at the family level.
St. Elizabeth's healthcare system and the 7 counties treatment program in Kentucky have been involved in our training. St. Elizabeth's really down the road pretty far now in implementing Core 12 throughout their system. And it's a different system than ours. Theirs is a big medical system, primarily outpatient treatment of addiction, and they've been able to incorporate what we've been doing into their treatment of opioid use disorders in one of the states that's just been ravaged by this epidemic.
Our publishing arm is really working hard to publish our protocols, our Core 12 manual to organizations across the world, and we're seeing really, really great response to that.
We've been able to become a real voice for appropriate treatment of this disorder and the use of this kind of combination of treatments that we call Core 12.
The Mayo Clinic Department of Psychiatry and Psychology is a large, diverse group of experts focused in patient care and mental health. There are psychiatrists, psychologists, nurse specialists, physician's assistants who all really focus on the primary mission of Mayo, which is the needs of the patient to come first.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and clap.
The chronic pain rehabilitation program at the Mayo Clinic is really based on a multidisciplinary team run in the adult practice and in the pediatric practice by pain physicians. We bring an array of specialists to the table. We also consider all the physicians, both within the Department of Psychiatry and Psychology as well as across the Mayo Clinic.
Our hope is that this research will guide the way for the next generation of clinical practice in depression centers such as what we have here at Mayo Clinic.
The 3 distinctive features of our program are first that we have a physician-led multidisciplinary team treatment approach with the patient at its core. The second is that we are fortunate to have a very favorable staff-to-patient ratio. We have 1 counselor for every 4 to 5 patients. Every group has at the maximum 9 patients, and at the core of our program is what we call our process groups that the patients spend 3 hours a day in. Finally, we really do attend to the entire person, not only the addiction, but we attend to the quality of their life and other needs that they have. That could be psychiatric comorbidities such as mood disorders. It could include other medical comorbidities. And we're fortunate to be in a medical center where we can call upon experts that can be available almost immediately to address any of these particular issues, and also to address the spiritual needs of the patient as well. Addiction is tough. By definition, it's a relapsing disorder. To the best of our estimation, looking at our own feedback from patients, looking at our own follow-up and outcome research, it would appear that we are doing better than the national average on patients who are able to achieve abstinence at 1 year. And certainly we have patients, we are willing to see patients in coming back to us to help them reestablish their sobriety if they've had a slip, if they've had a relapse.
My vision for the Department of Psychiatry and Psychology as we move forward is to provide the best individualized treatment for patients with mental health diagnoses. We know this is an integral mix of research, education, and clinical innovation to bring the best individualized care to Mayo patients every day.
Mais écoutez, ça reste trouble, hein. Comme vous le disiez, on attend cette autopsie, elle devrait être pratiquée aujourd'hui, vendredi, en fin de journée pour nous ici, heure de Minneapolis.
Vandaag wordt er wel een autopsie op hem uitgevoerd, maar dat resultaat kennen we natuurlijk nog niet. Die autopsie moet nog beginnen.
Oui, beaucoup d'émotions, beaucoup de recueillement. Avec moi, Élise. Hi Élise, how are you?
Good.
Élise qui a fait un détour de 30 minutes pour venir déposer, je l'ai vu, un ballon violet et un petit mot. Élise, what represent Prince for you? Que représente Prince pour vous?
He was a major part of my life when I was in junior high and high school. Listened to his music and loved it. Always respected him. His music was such an integral part of my growing up.
Les enquêteurs s'intéressent tout particulièrement à son hospitalisation il y a 6 jours. Selon le site TMZ, le premier qui a révélé la mort du chanteur, eh bien Prince avait été à l'époque ou aurait été à ce moment peut-être victime d'une overdose d'opiacés, et entendez d'opio ou d'opium dérivé. Donc il va falloir attendre pour connaître la date de ses funérailles, attendre les conclusions des médecins légistes. Cela prendra sûrement quelques jours.
Whenever there's a natural disaster or a need that is not being met, you can find Americans, you can find individuals, you can find charities, faith communities, businesses, our government, all trying to help.